So you've got a bunch of low ticket buyers that you want to move up into your higher ticket offers. How do you do that without building out a huge sales team, without doing webinars, without doing expensive sales pages? Today, I'm going to walk you through the Bonus Sales Machine that will something you can insert into your business, start converting those low ticket offers into higher ticket sales, increase your profitability, and really protect your business from all those rising ad costs that are happening year after year and day after day, along with those compliance things. So this is the first time joining one of my lives. I am Brian Czekanski, and this is really what I specialize in, moving those low ticket buyers that you've kind of gathered through Facebook, YouTube, and other ad sources, and move them up into your higher ticket offers that you're looking for. It could be a coaching program, could be bundles, any number of courses along with that. In terms of higher ticket offers, I'm talking anything from $1,000 all the way up to 50K is what I've been able to sell. Again, not using any sales calls, not any webinars or any of those sales pages. So let me walk you through just really briefly how the process works. So anytime that you are advertising your business, especially with those low ticket offers online, you have people moving through your process. I'm sure you've got, anytime they buy, you've got some kind of email sequence that hopefully moves them up and kind of promotes that higher ticket offering that you might have in that first 7 days. Really, the idea is that if somebody opened their wallet to the low ticket type of offer, they're probably going to be motivated and they're ready to open up their wallet a little bit more to buy some of those done for you type of products that you might have altogether. And that's perfectly fine. Where my process sits is really in the, not getting in the way of any process that you have right now. Even if you have a sales team, I'm not trying to step on their toes and any kind of opportunities that they are dealing with. It really is those leads that have come through your full sales process. They've had an opportunity to jump on a call with your sales team. Maybe they've gotten on a call with your sales team and said no to that higher ticket type of offer. Like that is the arena that I love, and what I call kind of trash can assets, because it's it's that portion of their lead flow and that buyer flow that they've kind of given up on. Certainly there is an opportunity as they go through that email sequence or maybe coaching calls or things like that, they can move people up. But by and large, you've kind of given up on that and you've kind of shifted your focus towards just getting more low ticket buyers in the door and hopefully rinsing and repeating and getting people to those higher ticket offers right away. So how do I do it is really by using email and chat, by really getting in front of those buyers. So the difference between a buyer and a prospect, I'm sure you know, is significant, not only in terms of profitability, but in terms of interest that are out there. So I'm really looking for those lower ticket buyers rather than kind of free leads or a lead magnet or things like that they've opted in for. So we're talking about buyers here that have bought anything from maybe $1 to $100 in terms of courses, programs, whatever you have. Supplements would be another example as well. So like, how do I get in front of these people? Number one, so it's really through a series of different emails that I put in front of them, anywhere from like 5 to 10 emails generally. But think about that, the fact that you are kind of, think about the scenario where you're kind of standing on stage and trying to promote your higher ticket type of offer to a large audience. Say you're standing in an arena and trying to get people's attention. Like, what would be the first thing that you would do in terms of trying to catch people's attention, get them to listen to you, and kind of narrow down the crowd in terms of like, okay, who's this the right fit for and who isn't the right fit for? So you probably wouldn't get up there and say like, hey, my name is XXX, like I have this high ticket offer, like, is anyone interested? Obviously that would fall flat pretty quickly. So again, in the same email sequence that I'm putting together, I'm going to start with the opportunity. Like, what is that opportunity that I can put in front that is relevant to your buyers, that's congruent with the low ticket product that they bought, that I can put in front of them, really catches their attention. Again, think about standing on stage to an arena. What can I call out and get people to start raising their hand for? And importantly, how can I kind of start to exclude some of your buyers as well? Like I want to call out those people that are hugely interested, but I also want to segregate the audience in terms of like, okay, for some of those people, they might have had an interest for it right now, but maybe it's not the highest priority. So like, I almost want to start to clear out the arena for those people that your high ticket offer is not the right right time, the right priority, whatever it is. So I want to kind of clear that out. And I really want to focus on those people that are kind of raising their hand and kind of jumping for joy in terms of like, let me learn more and do those kind of things. So once those people raise their hand and I have a segment of my audience where I know the awareness is pretty high, their interest is pretty high, that's where I'm going to do that typical sales technique of just getting to know a little bit more about their story, asking them a series of qualifying questions via email to get a sense of like, okay, like, why is this opportunity really an interest to you? What are those emotional triggers that you have out there? and like, why is this important to you, and getting a little bit more background in what they've tried and what they haven't tried altogether. And again, in going through that process, I can really segment and get down to who are those people that I should put my time and focus towards. And as we get and really get a better idea of who are those people and who are the most people that we should send out to, again, we take it a step further. And that's when we present an offer. That's when we start to have a conversation with them, really get down to like what specific phrases, what are some of those pain points, what are those objections, questions that they might have in terms of putting a specific offer in front of them. So again, you can see a little bit later in the stage, like, and just like you would go through in a sales call, we're kind of following that same framework of really getting to know our audience, but also just kind of putting a unique opportunity in front of them. Like that hook has to be something that really catches their attention. And obviously split testing is a huge part of that, but we want to start with the opportunity to kind of get an idea of like who are those people that are most interested, get a little bit of background in terms of like what they're going through right now, and then we can really personalize our offer on the other side in terms of like what does it look like. So like when we do put the offer in front of them, we have a good idea of what are those emotional hot button issues, why do they want that, what's the ultimate outcome that they're looking for, and I can really personalize that offer. So a lot of times I'll be using just a Google Doc, not an expensive sales page or web page or anything like that. I can really customize in terms of that Google Doc, put that specific offer in front of them using that. And again, I'm not jumping on the phone with them. I'm not putting them through a long process. You can see how I'm really taking the core tenets of what you need to do in terms of moving somebody through a sales process, but doing it via email. There's no pressure, at the end of a 20 or 30-minute call for them to say yes or no. And it kind of slows down the process as well. Like the good part is like you're going to have people that raise their hand and they're super eager to jump into that opportunity, and we can close them really quickly. I can do it within a series of 5 or 10 minutes. For other people, it may take a little bit longer in terms of answering their questions, going through those objections. But the good part is I'm kind of gathering that knowledge of what your audience is all about. What verbiage do they use? What objections do they have? What questions do they have? And all that stuff is, just great stuff that you can use for your low ticket type of offerings, but also in your ads and all those kind of things. So there is kind of a collection of this market intelligence that obviously you can record your sales calls and go through that in detail and get the transcripts and do all that stuff, but I've gotten everything written out. And there's something about somebody sitting behind their keyboard that allows them to kind of open up, be a little bit more vulnerable in the same way that they wouldn't on a sales call with a complete stranger or things like that. So really build, like, a key part of my process is really building that connection, building that empathy before we even get to an offer or even think about that. So there's certainly people, as I get to know their story and get to know what they're all about, they might not put an offer in front of them. Maybe it's not the right time. That's a great opportunity for me to maybe, especially if you have a sales team, like, okay, maybe 6 months from now when the time is a little bit better, we could follow up with phone call, or maybe I just continue that email sales conversations going as well. And the good thing is that with with all my clients, I'm really doing this on a monthly basis, so that there's kind of a perception that you only have one opportunity to sell your high ticket program, like right when they buy, and if they don't say yes to that right away, we've kind of lost that opportunity. Well, the reality is that you can continue to split test those hooks, those opportunities, those big ideas that you're putting in front of your email list, and that's what I'm continuously doing. So we can continue to put your high ticket offer in front of your email list in the form of different opportunities. Different opportunities, phrases, words are going to make a huge difference. I've split tested this, hundreds and thousands of times at this point. Like one word as part of describing that opportunity can be the difference between massive conversions and a campaign that does like relatively well. So again, you have the opportunity every single month of getting in front of your past buyers. And again, I've seen buyers that bought a year ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. We can convert them to your higher ticket type of offering. Again, it might not have been the best time, or maybe you developed a relationship with them over time via emails and other content. So that kind of proves the difference in terms of what we're looking for here. So again, just a little, not a huge long video in terms of all the details here, but you can get a sense of like what the process is all about. Really taking that sales process, kind of slowing it down, really getting a little bit more insights into what the audience is about, and moving them through that process of generating some excitement, generating some interest, qualifying them along the way, and then just putting a personalized offer in front of them. Echoing back a lot of the language that they have, the outcomes, and really getting a good understanding of like what are those objections that we're seeing across the board, what are those questions, and I can get in front of them so that, okay, like as they're thinking about things and as they're kind of going through that offer, I'm kind of answering those questions one after one, one after the other before it becomes a major concern along the way. And you're certainly going to have people that have more personalized questions. And again, I can go through that pretty methodically in terms of email as well. And I would say one other thing is you can only have so many sales calls on a given day. With this process, I can have 100. I can have 100 email sales conversations in an hour. So like again, it's something that's hugely scalable, especially if you have a big list or things like that. We can kind of move through some of those leads really quickly and kind of separate those that are top of mind and top of interest to convert really quickly, and those that you might have to spend a little bit more time in conversation with, going back and forth the email to get a better sense of their situation, answer some of those objections, answer those questions along the way. So wherever you're watching this video right now, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching on YouTube, drop me any comments or questions that you have below in terms of the phoneless sales machine. If it seems like an interest to you or want a little bit more details, feel free to reach out, and look forward to seeing you on some future lives.